exercise, I think there's more of a threat that you're going to come under attack. So you're dealing with those limb facts, plus you have exercise injects through the evaluation team. The focus kind of changes over to self-aid buddy care and treating the victim, and while still maintaining that launch readiness.
Now, you've deployed several times real world. Compare the real world to the training. Train harder and it's easier in the real world?
I think we try to train to the standard that we hold in the real world. So basically we practice what we're going to do over there, and basically it makes things a lot easier over there if we're practicing consistently over here.
Okay. Give me, so when you're talking to the band and say you're an evaluator, so you're kind of giving like tests. Give me some examples of what you're, like some of the obstacles of it.
Basically we test for capability and command and control. So we may take out key leadership positions to see if the lower levels can step up and assume that leadership role. And we do a lot of tests like that. We do tests for capability of bugging out to an alternate location. Things of that nature are typical.
Some more examples, like what are they doing today?
Today we're doing chem warfare testing. So they're going to simulate a chemical weapon being dropped on the base. So that way we can test our ability to survive and operate in a chemical environment while we have chem gear on. Our main thing right now is we need the airmen to display a positive attitude and a sense of urgency. We like to call it smart hustle. Fast is, there's such a thing as too fast. It causes errors and puts people in danger. So we want smart hustle. We want them to go slow. We want them to be thorough and make sure that we nail it and hit it right the first time.
Okay, so today we are in a exercise in which we are practicing our deployment mission for the medical group. In the medical group here, we have a dual-fold mission. We do peacetime healthcare for our airmen and their families and our retirees, but even more critical than that, we actually have to prepare for our wartime mission. And we do that in a couple ways. We prepare the airmen of Ellsworth to deploy medically, and also we actually have to be prepared to deliver health care in a deployed environment, and that includes an environment that might be chemically compromised. And so that's why a lot of us are wearing chemical gear. And today what you saw was our deployed medical facility accepting patients, and in this case they were patients that we call walking wounded. They came from various places on base that had experienced some type of trauma, explosion. They were injured and they came here in vehicles of opportunity. We confirmed that they were decontaminated or were not contaminated at all. They came in and then we triaged them and then gave them the appropriate level of care.
Why is it important to run exercises like this?
So because of our wartime mission, it's important for us to be able to practice this. In the medical group, we do wartime training once a month, but this type of exercise, where it's very concentrated and it goes through the course of a week, is very important for us because when we deploy, this is the type of environment that we're going to be living in for up to 6 or 7 months. So for our medics, mass casualty response is very important, getting hit with multiple casualties at one time. So as you saw, we had 5 casualties at once. Sometimes in a deployed environment, you can get up to 10 or 15 casualties at one time. So for them to be able to triage, which is basically do a medical prioritization of our patients and then be able to put them in the correct categories of care and care for the most injured patients first and then the minimal patients last.
How well do you think your airmen are performing during the exercise?
I think they're doing very well. Most of the airmen in the 28th Medical Group have deployed in the past. So this is a good refresher training for them, and most of them will deploy here in the future in the next year or two. So it's always good to stay prepared and practice for this type of environment.